This channel supports Extra Life in its efforts to raise money for the Children's Miracle Network. For more information about how to donate and join in their efforts, go to the link displayed here. Extra Life. Play games, heal kids. What up, everybody? This is your boy Black Magus, back with another old game of Rant, and just wanted to take a trip down memory lane a bit and talk about how nostalgia works for me. Now, for most people, nostalgia tends to lead people to think that things will never be as good as they were unless they were like they were back in the day. They want things to come back, just like the reaction to the Call of Duty Modern Warfare announcement. I saw a lot of people just lose their shit talking about, yes, we're going back to the way Call of Duty was. This is what we need. We want to bring back the old Call of Duty. Blah 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 blah. And it's very interesting to me because for a while I used to be like that, but as time has gone on, I'm pretty much just in my chair squeaking very, very loudly, so forgive me, people. I don't know why it's making so much noise. It sounds like me trying to adjust my old ass sometimes. Anyway, but no, it's like when you think about it, it's like, do I really want to bring back the past? Because for me, with nostalgia, I don't want to lose the feeling that I had back when I first, played Legend of Zelda. Sure, I could play Legend of Zelda now and probably feel the same way in some ways, but I also can have kind of the critical modern eye where I can probably point out some things that probably don't work well in today's gaming world, and that can make me say, gosh, look at the bullshit that we used to fucking accept. To say stuff like that isn't to discredit the past games and the things that they did, which is why I just tend to not want to never go back on a regular basis. I can pick up an old game and play it and be like, gosh, I remember the feels. And then once it started to I started to realize this shit got some flaws. I was like, well, hey, it was good for its time. I'm gonna leave it alone and just go away. A lot of people don't know how to do that. A lot of people don't know how to progress and to move on to something new and find joy in that. That's why I think you see a lot of people scream about bring this back, bring that back. The reason I'm doing this video is because Bungie, and you'll probably see footage of old Destiny on this video. I feel like I need to use this old footage of Destiny that I found hiding in the catacombs. Most of the files were corrupt, but I found a few files that worked, so maybe I'll throw that as background to this. That would be kind of neat, because Destiny used to be a game that I played a shit ton, and I see people always talk about how D2 can never live up to what Destiny 1 does, and that's the inspiration, because it's yeah, maybe it can't in your mind, because at the time the feeling that you got from Destiny 1 is totally different than what you're gonna get from the sequel. As time progressed, we always hold the old things that are near and dear to our heart to a higher standard, and we don't allow the new thing to make changes or to grow and become a part of our nostalgia. We're always comparing it to what used to be, and for me, I just like remembering things for the way they were and accepting new things for the way they are and trying to learn to love that. Now, of course, I did like Destiny 2. I don't play it anymore, but I did like it when it came out. That being said, do I like it as much or better than the first Destiny? Probably not. But the first Destiny, again, when you're first in the block, especially, there's something about establishing, yourself that rings a lot more strongly. Just like the first Modern Warfare, Modern Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. Of course, people are gonna hold that in high regard because they did some things that kind of evolved multiplayer gaming, as well as like had some memorable characters that were created in their campaign, certain moments that people could reflect on, things like that. It's like, yeah, this game was, especially a game like that, which is kind of like a game changer. It, one of those pivotal titles that you look at in the history of gaming and say, this is when this started to happen. It was because of this game. It's a mighty, mighty strong pull that you get from there. And going back and calling this Modern Warfare, I get it, soft reboot, but it's kind of dangerous because it's got a lot of people kind of fucking vamping on like how they're about to get the old days back, and that's just not what you should do. There's some instances, there's some cases, especially in real life situations, not gaming, where you kind of are justified in wanting things back. But I feel like with gaming, things have to progress, and you don't want the gaming community or the gaming industry in particular to be bogged down by the same type of stuff. It's funny because for all the complaints that people have about how games don't remind them of yesteryear, you also get people complaining about how nothing's changing and nothing's growing. Everything's the same, blah 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 blah. It's a weird catch-22 because think about it. Some of you out there, you don't want things to be as to be necessarily subpar in comparison to Game X, which was everything to you in your past. You also don't want to get into a position where everybody's trying to do the same type of thing to mimic that, like bringing something new but similar. Gaming should be able to evolve naturally like it did, like back again. And it's funny that I'm about to use this argument because it's a nostalgia bit that I apologize, but there is something to be said about when Nintendo came onto the scene and after the video game crash, where them and Sega and other companies were kind of like the Wild Wild West, where they would just put in all types of different types of games and try anything to see if it sticks. Rebuilding the industry led to a lot of new, fresh ideas that some are still around, like Ask Kojima. Metal Gear is a NES game originally that franchise is all over the place, and Kojima is a highly revered person because of that. But it sticking through and maturing over the ages benefited him. And you have a lot of stories like that in gaming. You have some that with just one shot wonders and things like that. You just gotta let the past stay in the past and let these people do what they are paid to do and come up with creative, new, innovative ways, and not necessarily rest your laurels on, well, it reminds me of column A, so it must be okay, or this is as close as to B that I'm gonna get, so this is all that matters. Expand yourself, try things new, try things different, like try new things. Be open to it and allow gaming to grow and progress in that way. More importantly, just let your nostalgia, be more of a fond memory than a constant desire, because life changes, everything changes, and gaming is included in that. And you know what? If it changes in a direction you don't like, you don't necessarily have to participate. But pining and trying to force someone to bring back the quote-unquote good old days of things that you used to do, gotta tell you, it's a selfish attitude, and you're not allowing this community in gaming to grow by having that attitude. So, just food for thought. Anyway, as always, you guys, feel free to hit me up. Let me know what you think, and I'll holler at you later. This your boy Black Vegas, and I'm out. Deuces.